Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SCREENY. Marge Simpson, you naughty little scamp. You think you've got us all fooled with that holier-than-thou image, but we've got you pegs, lady. With Homer's antics often coming center stage, it's easy to forget that Marge has done her fair share of awful things too. Grab your cuffs and join us as we dive into times Marge should have been jailed. Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video on your favorite TV shows. Letting Homer throttle Bart. You can't deny that Marge Simpson loves her kids. That's just a given, right? The only thing is, she's not really great at doing the whole mom thing. Sure, she gets the little mischief makers off to school, feeds them, and makes sure Bart doesn't end up in juvie for the most part, but she's not about to win any awards anytime soon. One of the longest running gags in this series is how Homer reacts when Bart does something wrong. He literally throttles the living daylight out of his son, which we all laughed about for years until we realized how plain awful that is. These days, cartoons come under fire for all sorts of things. We get their cartoons and all, but a father physically strangling a son is child abuse in real life. Plain and simple. Marge may not be the one cutting off her son's oxygen supply, but she's certainly guilty by association. She doesn't really try and stop her husband from going nuts on Bart, does she? By doing nothing, Marge is an accomplice. She suddenly doesn't seem so nice now, does she? Slot machine sensation. Remember when Marge got a little too involved in the newly built Springfield casino? She spends all her time and money on the slot machines, living la vida loca. The only trouble is, she has Maggie with her a lot of the time. Are babies even allowed in casinos? Isn't there some sort of rule, or is it okay to let them look at the flashing lights while you gamble away your life savings? If it is legal, then it still presents a moral dilemma. Would you take your baby to a bar with you while you drank your weight in beer? The answer is no, people, no! Of course you wouldn't. That's just no way to live, and no one should have to live like it. Poor Maggie. Does she even really have a hope considering the family that she was born into? After all, it's been decades and the poor tot constantly has a pacifier shoved into her mouth. Anyway, even when Marge leaves the baby at home to gamble, it's clear that everything has gone to pot. Dirty dishes are piled up everywhere, Lisa is talking to Maggie about how hungry she is. It's a dire situation. Get yourself together, Marge. Call yourself a mother. The shame. The shame! Pink Chanel lawsuit. One of the most iconic Simpsons episodes centers on Marge's bargain buy of a pink Chanel suit. On a trip out with the fam, the matriarch stumbles across a discount store. She picks the suit off a rack for the price of $90. For those of you that aren't really fashionistas, that's a really big deal. These suits usually retail for thousands. Excited with her purchase, Marge starts wearing the pink two-piece everywhere, including the store. As she's walking down one of the aisles, she bumps into an old school friend who is clearly doing quite well for herself. Impressed with Marge's suit, the old friend invites Marge to spend some time with her and her high-class pals at the country club. It all seems to be going well, but Marge is pretending to be someone that she's not. For every new event, she has to alter her pink suit into something else so that it looks like she's bought a new dress. While the Simpsons do okay, they're not rich enough to be among the country club elite. It all works out well in the end as Marge realizes her new buddies are turning her into a horrible person and she decides not to become a permanent member of the club. Being snubbed like that can often lead rich people to do horrible things. Marge is lucky she got away unscathed. Drunk driving disaster. Marge has an addictive personality. There's just no denying it. In Codependence Day, the mom of three is forced to confront her drinking habits after several boozy nights out with her husband. The couple go to a wine tasting and gets turned before going to Moe's and drinking more wine. Who's looking after the kids at this point? Who even knows? Who cares? The couple decided to carry on their bender for over a week until Marge suffers the mother of all hangovers. She tells Homie that she can't drink like that anymore. Oktoberfest rolls around and they end up getting particularly sloshed, despite Marge saying that she wouldn't drink. Rather than do the responsible thing and sleep it off or get a cab, they both agree to drive home. Homer might be the one driving, but Marge knew that her hubby had too much to drink and still let him. Not only did these crazy cartoon characters put themselves in danger, but they put the entire make-believe world at danger. Homer has one up on Marge in this scenario though, as he frames her for the crash. Marge was so drunk that she believes she was the one driving and happily submitted to court-ordered rehab. The steroid struggle. In the world of The Simpsons, literally nothing is barred. We've seen Bart insult entire nations, Lisa fall in love with her substitute teacher, and Homer run off with another woman. If it's morally or legally questionable, then Matt Groening and co. are on it like a rocket. We can't say we blame them. Having a cartoon must be quite liberating. Drugs are also referenced on occasion. Bart has had struggles with medication for his behavior, while Marge ended up hooked on steroids. In Strong Arms of the Ma, Marge ends up shaken after an attempted mugging at the Quickie Mart. Left shaken and nervous, she ends up working out to make herself feel better and soon beefs up. Her newfound muscles help her get over her anxiety, and she becomes addicted to feeling the burn. This is only heightened when she bumps into another muscular lady and former neighbor, Ruth Powers. Powers tells Marge that she uses steroids to keep herself lean and mean. The blue-haired beauty is soon a raging lunatic, completely strung out on the stuff. Her gentle nature completely goes out the window, and when Homer rejects his wife's proposition for snuggle time, she ignores him and makes him do it anyway. Yeah, that's definitely illegal and totally messed up. Throw her in the slammer. Drug touting. Did you ever think that Marge Simpson would do such a thing? Won't somebody think of the children? It's quite easy to forget about all the messed up things that Marge did over the run of the series. Homer does so much that it's downright despicable that Marge seems like a saint. However, she has her moments. In season 17's We're on the Roads to Dough-ware, Marge and Lisa decide to clear out the family junk and make a few extra bucks. Business is slow until Otto, the local bad boy, notices that Marge is trying to sell off old prescription drugs. That's when things get nuts, and Marge is dishing out pills left, right, and center. She makes a huge amount of money until Chief Wiggum rocks up and arrests her. Rightly so! Ironically, Homer is also in jail and last, so Lisa and Maggie have no one to look after them. The episode ends with Lisa telling Maggie that she will look for work in the morning. Sure, Marge got thrown in jail for this one, but where are the pending court charges? Where's the sentence? We had a taste at justice that was swiftly taken away! Culinary cruelty. Oh, Marge, Marge, Marge. Just when we thought we couldn't get any lower, you pull us back in. It's a sad state of affairs when you have to cheat in a baking contest, isn't it? After getting her kitchen renovated for the costly sum of $100,000, Marge wows her friends and neighbors with her new recipes. Ned Flanders encourages her to enter a baking competition with her dessert dogs, and Marge decides to go for it. The winner gets crowned the new face of oven flesh flour, and Mrs. Simpson likes the idea of that. Marge gets through to the next stage, but is disheartened when other competitors take aim at her dessert dogs and start ruining them behind her back. In a fit of rage, Marge gets her own back by spiking the other entries with Maggie's foul-tasting ear medicine. Lisa spots her mom doing the nasty deed and she's really upset. You know what Lisa's like. If you can't do something good, then don't do it! Marge eventually comes clean and Cletus's wife Brandine is crowned the winner. No arrests are made, but Marge literally poisoned other people here. How on earth can you admit to that and then get away with it? It wouldn't happen in real life, that's for sure. Burlesque badness. Marge can be a little bit of a prude at times. She once banned sugar in Springfield, and she cuts out all of the naughty pictures in Homer's magazines. Oh, and let's not forget the time when she acted like a douche when her sister came out as gay. In a 1996 episode, Marge goes wild when she discovers there's a burlesque house called Mason Derriere in Springfield. The owner refuses to close the joint at Marge's request. Really, who can blame her? So a town meeting gets called. This is where things go crazy. Along with the woman of Springfield, Marge creates an angry mob and attacks Mason Derriere with brute force, damaging the property. She even partially bulldozes it, albeit by accident. Like with most things in the show, Marge got away with it and came to an agreement with Belle where she could pay for the damages by working there as a ventriloquist. Marge's views on things like this are her only true downfall. Sure, she's done some other things not to be proud of, but this takes the biscuit. Get with the times, Marge! Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos on your favorite TV shows and tap one of the 2 videos on screen for another amazing video.